Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today I have a little bit of a treat for you. It's a treat in the sense of like I'm doing you a favour in playing these interesting new cards to see if they're any good. And by these interesting new cards I really mean this one. The Innovative Metatect. It is a white and a blue Phyrexia Artificer. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, seek an online card with mana value 2 or less. So in my mind, what we want to do to build around this is have artifact creatures that have some kind of evasive property that cost mana value 2 or less, so we can do damage with them, draw more. We also want removal that costs 2 or less, so that we can then seek up removal, keep removing their stuff, keep playing our own creatures. This thing will be good. So how are we doing that? We're building around 2 1-drops, which are these two. The Swooping Lookout, which is from the latest Phyrexia standard set. So one costing 1/2 Flying Vigilance, Phyrexian Construct artifact creature. Not bad stats for 1 cost. And the only other one I can really find that fits the bill at 1 cost is the Network Disruptor, which is less good. It's a 1/1, and when it enters the battlefield, tap target permanent. It can come in useful if they have a flyer. If they have something with reach, we could tap it and keep attacking. But it's slightly less good than this, just because the 1/1 rather than 1/2, and this has Vigilance, which means that things like Michikos are a bit better with this. We're running Michiko's Reign of Truth, which is you get 1/1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. This is an enchantment, so you get at least +1/+1. All of our creatures are artifacts apart from this one and this one. So in general, we're getting a good boost out of playing this. Our other 1-drops are removal. So we're running 3 Portable Holes, which is an artifact and exiles a permanent with mana value 2 or less. Being an artifact adds to Michiko's if it's still on the battlefield. We can seek it with the Metatect once we do damage with these. And then we're running 4 of a Witness Protection, which is the 1 costing common from New Capenna. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green-white citizen with base power and toughness 1, named legitimate business person. It loses all other colours, card types, creature types, and names. So we can seek this up, which is nice. It's an enchantment, so it boosts Michiko damage, and it basically can get rid of things like Sheldred or anything that we don't really want the abilities hanging around in Crucius, Rusco, whatever it is. This thing turns it into a 1/1. We don't really care about 1/1 walkers because we're mostly trying to do damage with our artifact flyers. So this is actually very efficient removal for our deck. It just seems to fit very snugly with the Michikos. We are running for a Surge engine. So this is the Mythic from the Brothers War. It's a 2 costing artifact construct with 3/2 defender. Pay blue, loses defender, gains this can't be blocked. Can't be blocked, well, great. It can't be blocked and it's an artifact creature, so it works very well with our Metatect. And then it has some other modes that we're not going to use that often, but if we've got lots of mana hanging around, we could pay 3 and make it a 5/4, and then we could pay 6 and draw 3 cards. So it's pretty nice with the Metatect. It's also quite good in this mono red meta that you find in Alchemy because it's a 3/2 for 2. It's a pretty good blocker. Also it has defender, so if they are trying to use things like Traumatic Prank to finish you off, they can steal this, but they can't attack with it because it's got defender unless we've paid the blue already for them. I'm running 2 of Semblance Scanner. So this is a 3 costing 3/2 artifact creature equipment, and when it or equipped creature deals combat damage to player, if it's not a token, conjure a duplicate of it into your hand. And it has a reconfigure, which is basically equip for 1. So the idea with this being, it's an artifact creature. If we've managed to clear the way, it's going to create more copies of itself, which is great. If not, we can reconfigure it onto one of our flyers, and we can then keep casting those flyers and build out this board of endless, like, you know, either chumps or more things to attack with. That's the idea. I don't know if this card's going to be any good or not, but I've seen it. You know, it's been around for a while now since Alchemy 22, and yeah, I wanted to give it a go. One of the big engines in the deck is Unctus, the Grand Metatect. So this guy is an absolute boy for a couple of reasons. He is a legend, so we're only running 3, but he's a 2/4. He himself is an artifact creature, and he has other blue creatures you control have. Whenever this becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. So it's a lot of cycling. Now we don't have a great use for cycling. However, obviously any cycling is good. It's going to let us ditch the extra lands we don't need. Look for lands if we need them. Look for removal if we need it. And then other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. So he's an artifact creature lord, which is nice because we need a way of boosting these little 1 power flyers up if we're going to close out the game with them. He also has pay blue Phyrexian, so they can be with just 2 life. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a blue artifact creature in addition to its other colours and types. So we can make the Lookout blue if we want, but more importantly, we can make the Metatect an artifact. So it can become a 2/4 artifact on turn 3, and then it can attack, and it itself can seek a card with its own ability, because it just says 1 or more artifact creatures, not other artifact creatures. So that's a nice little interaction. We can make the Portrait of Michiko an artifact if we want, to give it an extra +1/+1, and we can make Urza an artifact. And Urza is another sort of, it's almost like our equivalent of a Creator Hoof type thing in this deck, because it gives artifact creatures +2/+2. So the idea being that we have quite a few artifacts out by the time we drop Urza, and then it kind of gives our creatures enough power to close out the game. It can also win us in a sort of grindy way, because it's got 6 create a token. That's a copy of target artifact you control, so we can keep creating artifacts, making Michiko more powerful. They'll all be bigger because there'll be at least 3 3s because of Urza. They could be 4 4s with Unctus now. And if they're like flying and vigilance, so flying vigilance like 3 3 or 4 4 for 6 is actually not that bad. Finally, the other new card we're running, the Surgical Metamorph. Again, this feels like it could be a little slow for this deck, but I want to try it because it's new. It's a 4-costing artifact creature. Phyrexian Shapeshifter. It has, this spell costs 1 less to cast if you weren't the starting player. That nice little ability that they've built into Alchemy, which is actually really nice because balancing this game around the person who is on the draw is what this game needs. Being on the play is such a strong advantage in Magic the Gathering that any effect that they can bring in that helps the person on the draw conditionally like this, I think is a great thing for the game. So you may have Surgical Metamorph enter the battlefield as a copy of any permanent on the battlefield, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. So this is really there because we have a very early game deck with things like lots of little cheap artifacts, and this is an artifact that we can play that can level the game for us in the mid game. So for example, if our opponent drops something scary that we can't deal with, like a Sheldred, we can get our own copy. If they drop a Planeswalker that is causing us some problems, we can get our own copy. This can become any permanent on the battlefield. Worst case is, or best case really, is that they play a big creature, we play this, we get our own copy. Ours is also an artifact, so it can get +1/+1 or +2/+2, and then be a better version of theirs. So anyway, this is there to sort of battle the mid-rangey stuff that comes in. From a land perspective, mostly what you'd expect. We are running 2 of the Mycosynth Gardens because this has X tap. It becomes a copy of target non-token artifact you control, mana value X. So if we, to finish off the game, need that extra copy of Swooping Lookout or Network Disruptor, or something we've copied with Metamorph, I mean for real next level plays, then we can do. Otherwise it's just a land. So it's just there as a little extra. I've never really used it in a deck, so that's the deck. We are only running 23 lands because our average curve is only 2. Even 23 might be too much with the potential filtering from Unctus. We'll run 23 and see how we get on. Let's have some games. Okay, this is pretty much for science. We're on 90% now, so this is the time for trial. That is not a very good hand. This is better. We've actually got one of our 1-drops. And the Semblance Scanner. Alright. Network Disruptor. Disrupting your shit, boy. Getting in with the aggro. Slaughter Singer. Okay. That's what I'm talking about, though. Yeah, get rid of some of these lands. Get in. That creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to other colours and types. Okay. Contaminator, whatever. Oh, just in time, my friend, just in time. Ooh, I think we'll keep the scanner. So this can give a creature +1/+1 only activate only as a sorcery. I see. Otherwise it's a bit strong. Okay. The destroy is now coming out. So if we put this in, it will be a 5/4. Or equip creature, if it's not a token country duplicate. So what we'd really like is to get in with the portrait, but it'll only be a 3/3, so we won't be able to get in. And it's boosted by this clue at the moment. Let's pop this clue. What is this deck? I can't even work out what I'm doing. These cards are such nonsense. What is this? It's really nothing, isn't it? It's really nothing. Opponent just playing Toxic Removal Tribal. Why have we got so much land? I swear we're running 22? Don't know. We seem to have a ton of it. So this could enter as a copy of anything, so probably this, right? Because then it's going to be the Saga? No, comes in as the portrait. Interesting. So if we attack with this, they'll just block with the Contaminator. So what we'll do is configure it onto the portrait. Oh, I could have done it now. It's only cost 1. Oh yeah, but the reason I didn't is that it's got summoning sickness, so we can't attack this turn anyway. I hold on to this just, I don't know why. No real reason. We had quite a fast start, and now we're just sort of petering around. What's this ability? 6, create a token that's a copy of artifact you control. Okay, so if we play this land, we can copy the scanner. Okay, never mind. This is more interesting to me. So let's put this on this one, because this is already a 6/6, which would be a double block for them. That makes that one an 8/8. I won't attack with Kroog just because they've probably got some kind of removal. Could even be a Wandering Emperor. Just never really know with these toxic decks. The thing about these Michikos is the more of them they remove, the more weak the others get. So it's a little bit of a funky strategy, playing with loads of them. But yeah, at the moment they've got 14 coming their way and only 9 lives, so they've got to do something. Okay. So they're going to kill that one off and take 8. Yep. Gives us the scanner back. So I think we'll configure that onto here, just to hide it. And end turn. So this is you can do this one at instant. So creating a copy of the scanner will give the Michiko another +1/+1. So far we've not had any poison applied to us. Yeah, that's pretty good. Is it better than creating a copy of the scanner? Probably. If we do this, we make this bloated contaminator a legitimate business person. And we'll see if they've got an indestructible before we attack. Aha! There you have. So, no attacks for now. Scroll, that's fine. It's a bit of an attacking card, really. And Jawbone Juice. Okay, so they're out of cards. And nothing here is too threatening. Unfortunately, I don't feel like we can really attack, because whilst we can copy the scanner, that'll make these 4/4s. It doesn't help us massively. So we'll just pass for now, and we'll copy it at the end of their turn. We've still got no toxic on us, but they could start screlving something through. We'll just copy the scanner. It'll be a 1/1 soldier, but they'll have to choose white. And then, yeah. And they can give this, they could buff this, so we don't really want to let it through. Do this. That's one creature dealt with. They're like, what? Read this card, man. Read this card. That was, yeah. That was effective. They aren't top decking many lands, are they? But we've done our fair share of lands. Fucking hell. 8, 9 lands. We're only running 22, is it? Flip me. I guess we hold this. There's no incentive to play it. It's a bit of a standoff. We've got them on 1. I mean, we've got 8 flying 1-drops in the deck. If we draw any of them, then we're good. Because we can play it and copy it. We can't get rid of Urza at least. So it's just one of the portraits. Fine. Can't stop it. Are they going to start attacking? Try and get some toxic in. They are. So that's only going to get this to a 3/3. So obviously we could double block. They'd kill the portrait, I suppose. Not the end of the world. Oh no, they would kill this, which then kills both. No, we won't block that. So it's only 2 toxic. And they can't keep top decking creatures forever. Finally, we've top decked a creature. And it is one with flying. No. Should I unlink this? Yeah. Just gives us an extra 3/3 blocker. 5/4 even this one, yeah. Because it's not the 1/1. At last. It just took us to draw one of those. Okay, that was actually a reasonably good start. Let's try again. Okay. That last one wasn't the most overwhelmingly convincing win, but it actually seemed okay. Why am I unable to draw my 1-drops in my opening hand? I'm going to keep it just because it's actually a good hand apart from the lack of 1-drop. Because if we put this, we can play this, and then this could become an artifact, and seek us an artifact, and then we could get there. Okay. This is okay. Green. The witness protection could be good in this situation. Greeters. So we'll probably put them in a hole rather than play Unctus this turn, just because of the ramping possibility they give. Yeah. Green black. I was expecting it to be mono green. We'll use this. We'll do that. We'll ditch this land. And then we seek another portable hole. Could be alright. I guess we're just going to see bigger and bigger creatures now though. That gives us something to discard if we want to target the Trespasser or whatever else comes out. The Prince of Kroog could be pretty good here as well. It'll make Unctus a 4/6. And it makes the Metatect, I mean we can add +3/+3 to... Interesting, not Unctus, they're actually running Tear Asunder. Wow, decent removal. Alright, so let's put this in. And should we witness protect this? I don't think we need to. There's probably going to be something bigger, better, worse. Like this, like that. Yeah, that's worse. What are you attacking for? Madman. Ooh, that could be a handy one as well. Let's get on with shrinking that. And then attack with both. Yeah, we'll get rid of the land. God, we seem to be drawing quite a lot of it. We can Eiganjo and discard our whole. I mean, if they attack, I can't imagine they will, but obviously the 6th land would get Urza to be able to copy an artifact, but we can't copy Unctus just because it's legendary. How many of these are they running? A rigging deck? Wow. I would like you to attack. Good. Yep. Okay, that's a 3/3 flyer. That we can copy if we draw lands to be more 3/3 flyers. Greeters is fine. Just don't want to shake down heavy. Oh, come on. They've literally had the perfect cards every time to deal with us here. Okay. Time to get seeking. That's sweet. We'll have more. Keep seeking. Till we find something we want. They've got to draw some lands. There we go. 16 cards in there and he had 5 lands. Ooh. So we could get another Metatect and then seek 4 cards. That's pretty decent. Oh no, only 2, of course. Because you only get 1 per attack. This shouldn't be 1 or more artifact creatures, to be honest, but we've got ourselves some Metatects. That was actually pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm not a hater of this deck at the moment. I thought I might be. We haven't faced mono red yet though, which is my biggest concern, because the Michiko's thing is such an aggressive card. But let's see what we get. Okay. Luke Lightman. We're now getting paired against numbered players because we keep winning. We've only got white lands. This could be good because we've got a nice 1 into 2 drop, but the lack of blue is red and we're on the draw. We have got the engine though, which is pretty good. Well, how are we getting more white land? At least we don't need to use our Eiganjo now. So it's just so weak to like red and black, I suppose. The cut down last game was pretty savage. They're trying to pretend like they haven't got something, but they obviously have. They're not even killing the lookout. How little they think I can do anything about the Swift Spear army. So we'll block with the engine. No, we won't. Oh man. They are down to 2 cards. So no, fucking hell, come on. What is this like ridiculous start? I always have multiple Swift Spears when you're on the draw. Down to 5. I mean, I don't know what I can even do about this, to be honest. Look at this. It's literally a perfect start. They're gonna have like Torhouse Disciple or something now. Okay, they didn't have any instants. So I think we'll play this and this, because if we play this and they can remove it, then that's less good. Okay, we have to jump. Hey, now we're in trouble. This is going to kill us over some slow, not even slow amount of time. GG, we're dead. Alright, we lost a mono red on the draw, but we didn't have our colours, and it wasn't a very, like, we've got no portable holes, none of our removal, and they just seem to have a perfect play out. That is what it is. Okay. We've been back against an 81% player now, we lost one. What's going on with these lands? I'm going to have to put the Forsaken Crossroads in here. I didn't want to put them in, but this is not good enough. Yeah, I'd get rid of one land now, I suppose. Black. Okay. So I guess we'll go Surge Engine. And then we'll see what happens. Nothing. Okay. So we can lose Defender and then play this, and we'll seek a card. More portable holes, but they haven't played anything with their first 3 mana, so I doubt portable hole going to be any good. Sheldred, yeah, I mean that's why we've got these in the deck. You're a very legitimate business person. Yep. If we get an Urza now, we're golden, so we've got all these artifacts out. Okay, that's coming back. Haven't got anything to deal with it at the moment. There's the Urza. This is going to hurt a little bit. But yeah. Ooh, there's a witness protection. Okay. They're up to 8. Obliterator. And Knight of Dusk's Shadow. I mean, a land would win us the game. Are they attacked? Okay. So we should block with this, I suppose, because... And these are still in the air doing their thing. We're going to lose 2 life when we attack. This costs 1. There's 1 life gone. Good game. Well, came through mono black. It was a funky version. But those witness protections, man, and the fact that we can seek them up, you know, we didn't in that game, I don't think, but the fact that we can is nice. There's a chance to anyway. That was fun. Next one. Let's see. Oh, this is a 1-land special, but is it bad that I'm tempted? Because we've got this and this and this. I'm gonna. Alright. I'm even gonna go like this and assume we'll draw another land. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we just draw a plains off the top? Alright. That was a bit much to ask for, but. The Network Disruptor's getting in. What is this? This is already 4 different lands down, so. Some kind of domain deck. Choice of Fortunes, okay. I'm slightly confused by what's going on there, but... Okay, we've got some Michikos to be going with. What you got, Barlord? Barlord. Okay. We draw, we still didn't draw a land, and we still didn't draw a land. Guess one of these. The most expensive, and we got 2 of them. There's some funky stuff going on over there. This is probably going to get our engine killed. Yeah. You know, we still get something on the battlefield. Got to get through this removal. Do we put Unctus or Scanner? I reckon Scanner here, because they don't got anything. And this is the one time Scanner is threatening. What are you doing with all this land then, bro? You've got your 3,000 land ready. Kami War? Kaya. Okay. Exile the Scanner. Fine. What do we do now? What do we do? Do we take a Kaya? And we exile this And then oh, we can't exile that Gaia.
First you, then your ghost.
It's still pretty good. Okay, that actually worked out surprisingly well. Opponent playing something very big. Any board wipes? Probably. Now, do you murder your Kaya? Or do you plus? Or do you zero? Draw 2 would be good for them, I suppose. Farewell's pretty good. That's pretty good. Because our Planeswalker is an artifact.
You're not safe from me.
Let's put Urza in.
I've done my research.
Probs not. I think we might struggle against this deck. Yeah. That's just because it's got too much power now. We came close. Like, if this had been, you know, some kind of huge creature like a Titan, we would have been able to copy it and then be okay. But the sweeping is, yeah, that's the end of this deck. But that was an interesting to expose that weakness to control. But you just don't see much controlling Alchemy, so I'm not too concerned yet. All right. Darts. A similar rank matchup, which is nice. Okay, not the best, not the worst. No 1-drop. We could top one though. There's 8 in the deck. I don't know why. Like, we literally aren't seeing our 1-drops. It's madness. It's very, very strange. A Ghast. Play this engine, and then we'll work out what we want to do. Engine will probably die. Since they're sticking, they probably have a cut down. Oh no, I reckon there's bargain. There's gain life equal to its mana value and draw 2. Seems worse than Deadly Dispute to me. You gain life instead of get a treasure. Okay. Liliana.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit.
Guess we'll have one of those.
Haven't you ever heard of personal states? When I win.
We've got lots of spare land.
We all have things we have.
Oh, I wanted that. What is this land funkiness going on here? Oh, my Liliana. You shit.
Don't overthink.
What? We got so much land again. Okay, Liliana down.
Luck favor. One of your friends has to leave.
Xander's Wake. You haven't seen any creatures on your side yet. Well, we've seen one. Quite seriously, what is going on here? 6, 7, 8 lands in the top 12 and we're running 22. This is literally... I've never seen this amount of land come out. Take it back. You bring me another land. You absolute piece of shit. Yep, it's still land, mate.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Not that there's much purpose, but we're going to sack the Michiko anyway when they minus Liliana.
Sacrifices must be made.
Easy, no block. We are down to 8 though. If this is like an invoke for spare, we're just fucked. Okay, no. loads of cards. More ghasts. No. Just do this. No, we won't attach that, because if they minus this, we'd rather the scanner died, I think. I don't see us getting out of this. I don't see us getting out of this. That was just a flood. Alright. Another relatively even matchup. I think we're about even on wins and losses now, so this could be the decider. We seem to actually have our 1-drops and both colours of land, which is a miracle in itself. We are on the draw again though. Get our lookout in. Can't afford this, but beggars can't be choosers. Naya with a scrap gorger. Okay. So far, so fine. Let's go with this. Just think in case we draw blue, like, yeah, I just want to be like ready to take the optimal path if the lands come. Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. So this is good. We could get a portable hole, which would be nice. Nope. Oh well. I mean, this seems to be going through, so we can keep trying to get portable holes. That'll get rid of the scrap gorger. Stop the rampy. So they can't minus Luca, which is nice. So they could just get a beast, maybe, or no, get some creatures. You're the alpha. Query and B score. So they did plus this, so we kind of need to get rid of it. Otherwise it's gonna do big damage to our board. On the other hand, just think what we can do. So if we play this, this becomes a 3-4. We can attack Luca. Gains us no seeking. We could play this. This becomes a 2-3. This gets one bigger because this is an artifact. We could play this and this. Tap this. Attack with both. Do you know what? That might actually be our best option because we're getting the most artifacts on the board. Maybe I should have just attacked this, attack there, and then seen if we got a portable hole. That actually would have been the best option. Because we only need Luca to not be minusing, to be honest. And then we're hoping to do like a blitz win with Urza and unblockable things. What is this? Paladin of Predation, 7 costing Toxic 6. Can't be blocked by my little shit. Doesn't have haste though. Yeah, I understand that. So then we can block like this. That's actually fine. Interesting the ramping into Oddity, because I quite like this Might have to have a little go. I mean, it doesn't look amazingly strong, but the fact that this can pay for Oddity's ability, for example, is pretty fun. So, this would be 3, this would be 5, that's 8, this would be 3, that would be 11, and then we'll get 1 from the Metatect. So I think we win. If we do this, and then attack face, they block this, 8, 11, 12. It worked. The blow them up with Urza strategy worked. They just need to work it out that it's worked and make sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure. But on the draw, we beat this like aggressive Gruul thing. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Good. Got a little bit confidence back. Okay. The Aegis. I think Aegis... Is that Dota or is that Harm? It was one of the two. From Roshan. We need to seek ourselves some portable holes. I did put 4 in here, didn't I? No, 3. Okay. Yeah. The first one's always going to die. The engine is pretty good as a blocker. I mean, play with fire gets rid of it, but if they're using it on our creatures, they're not using it on our face. Okay, they made their Ronin a 4-2. And then a puny Ronin. I think we might have to do this. At least that's gone. And then this and this, I think. And then let's see where we go from here. Yeah. Yeah. That's a bit annoying, but again, you have to do these things against mono rare. So let's do this. Tap that. Then let's go this. Get in for our first little slice of damage. We're getting a little bit low, but we're not horrendously low. I think we're going to have to do this. Just because we're now taking 1 a turn. I didn't want that, really. Do we copy this? Or do we copy this? Could be good to have a blocker. I think we're dead anyway. Are we on the play or on the draw here? I feel like we are on the draw. So we have to block because we're taking 1 from this. Probably cycle this value and look for a shock. Now's the time for the portable hole. Not that helpful. We're dead. just in case they don't realise, because they can just attack all 3 things and then we take 1 damage from this and their business person goes through, which they'll probably realise. They've even got an impact. Cool. GG. That was close. You're just nearly turning them against the red decks, but basically the existence of mono red might defeat this deck. We're good against mid-range. We're sort of bad against either something more aggressive than us or really controlling. But we'll try one more, shall we? Okay. We're against a 74% player. Maybe I can feel good at the end. I wouldn't count my chickens there. If that phrase sounds weird to anyone, I can't explain where it comes from. Something weird. Maybe these aren't good, although they seem to be our like saving grace against some mid-range stuff. Against mono green, maybe we got a chance. This is where the Metamorph could be useful, for example. This reach thing has come up twice today. Once we were fine with it, but this one I can't do anything about it. I'm sure they've got some good plan for this thing, but it's so shit except against this deck. I think we're just going to have to start attacking. Good. Good. Maybe in some world there's a mono blue version of this deck. But the Swooping Lookouts are quite nice. I feel like because artifacts, have this weakness to things like Tear Asunder and, general artifact removal, artifact creatures should just be a little bit stronger than they are. But this one's good. This one's a bit shite, really. Especially when the only fucking reach creature has Ward 2 built in. Okay. These creatures are cheaper. At least we can put this one in a hole. That's pretty nice. So, do this. We'll put you in witness protection. And we'll put you in. Then we'll attack. We'll get rid of that. Keep getting through the lands. That's what Unctus is supposed to do for us. And then we're in for 2. And they got no cards left. So we can make this blue so that we draw with it. But Scrap Gorger. What we'd really like now is the Metatect. What's this? This is an artifact. This could be good for me. Maybe I metamorph this. So if they sack it, they get a 6/6. It's not that big, is it? Mine's a 3/4. And I don't think... Oh, to be fair, this doesn't become... Is it when it becomes tapped? Yeah, this wouldn't become tapped anyway. What a waste of time that would be. So we need... we need 2 green to do this. Well, that's stupid of me. I mean, a 3/4 is still a 3/4. Okay, that won't need to go into witness protection. Don't you have something you can cast? You have, haven't you? Or are you just hitting my graveyard? Why are you touching my lookout? Okay, no, you're just doing that. You're going in witness protection, my friend. Scanner, I think you probably aren't required now. We've got power here. Maybe we should ditch these scanners. I wanted them to be good. I wanted to try. I wanted to try with this card because I've never seen it in anyone else's deck ever before. But I feel like just more removal would do well, like if we were running Fragment Realities or something like that. We've got 8 damage, 8 unblockable for them unless they've got Reach in their hand or a way of removing one of our creatures. Even if they turn this into a big thing. To be fair, they could turn this into a 6/6, but we got 20 life. I haven't seen any interesting cards built around this at all. I feel like... Ooh, that's nasty because this is minus destroy artifact. So they could probably take out Unctus would be the good choice. That would be the worst choice. That is the worst choice. I wanted to help you, I really did. Okay. Go gadget artifacts. GG. Alright, I'll probably call it that. I mean, this deck there may be some improvements we can make to make it a little bit better. The win rate isn't quite good enough to make it that enjoyable, but it's fun anyway. It's fun to try. Okay, the deck in graphical and statistical form. A 56% win rate over 9 games. All 9 were in the video, so I hadn't played it before, I hadn't practiced with it, I hadn't refined it. This was just an idea to try out some of the new cards. Do I think it's a really good deck? No. Do I think it's fun? Yes. Does it have potential to be improved? Massively. I mean, this was just me, I threw this together. I was not convinced by the Metamorph in the deck, although it's situational. Obviously, if you were playing best of 3, you could sub these out where they're not useful. This was a massive star of the deck, to be honest, Witness Protection, even though it's a non-artifact. We may be playing one too many lands, we did flood out a couple of times in the video, but I actually think it's a reasonably good deck. My worry is this, the fact that we're losing to mono red and we're an aggro deck. I mean, you can't lose to mono red reliably in Alchemy without it hitting your win rate, which is what's happened here. We've beaten some like other random coloured decks, especially ones with green in them, like because we're good against green. And we're struggling a little bit against the red, which is annoying, and that makes it hard to play too much of. But you know, this is going to be one of those decks that I drag out whenever I'm feeling like playing something a little bit different, a little bit interesting, and people don't know how to play against it because, well, no one else is playing it, so that's always an advantage, isn't it? Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you for bearing with me while I try out some of these new cards. Do I think the Metatect is brilliant? No. I think I saw someone make a deck with it in Historic where there's like a lot more one drop good artifact creatures. That's what we're kind of lacking here, which is making it slightly underpowered maybe, but obviously in the right deck, in Historic or something, it could be powerful. In this one, it's just yeah. If you get the flying start, you're on the play, you've got the creature, you've got the Metatech turn 2, wonderful. If you haven't, it can feel a little lackluster, but that's just my feeling in Alchemy. I think it could be a lot better in Historic. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, do like and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.